welcome back to Faulty Apprentice. I am the Apprentice Rook, and here we are in our room, but we need to go speak, I think, to the captain of the guard, because now we have at least, we didn't really get any training at the mage tower. That mage was a little bit flighty. She kept turning into a cat and running away from us for some reason. Maybe she's afraid of men, or I don't know. I'm just a boy, but we do have the book scroll thingy from the mage deal, so we've got all that, the three different items, I think. So let's go back down to the lower courtyard and see what Angeline has to say. But you know what? First, let's talk to this girl.
Very well.
Celeste had complained a little bit in a previous episode about Durandal, and I wanted to see what comes of that conversation. Everything in order, Apprentice?
Unacceptable.
I've received just about every kind of report you can imagine about that mischievous conjurer, and then some. Breaking into bedchambers in the night, stealing undergarments, peeping, the list goes on. Every time I get close to catching him in the act or assembling any proof, he somehow slips through my grasp.
Unacceptable.
One time, the archery instructor found him in her chambers, and I was able to get there in time. His excuse for being there was an obvious lie, but the commander immediately took his side.
That can't be right.
No one is above the law. If I had it my way, it would have been to the prison tower, and nothing but bread and water for a week. That would teach him to keep his paws to himself. Maybe.
Very well.
Taking his side because you're his friend? I'll be watching you, Apprentice. Well, I wasn't really taking his side. I just said maybe. Okay. Well, goodbye.
Stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I'll try. But I wanted to check out her bird again, too. This dark Gryphon is real intriguing, and I want to see about... It's Apprentice? I don't know how to pronounce that name, but the dark Gryphon gives out a quick chirp before watching and waiting for you to do something. Oh, we've already talked to it, so let's try and mount it. This seems like a really bad idea, but I'm going to try it. As you approach the dark Gryphon, he immediately withdraws into a defensive posture. Do you wish to continue? Hey, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just try and ride this thing. Quack! The dark Gryphon strikes you with such speed and ferocity, it was hard to tell what happened. At least you're pretty sure it hit you, considering the three small changes that happened in the past moment. You're on the ground, you're in incredible pain, and the Gryphon is holding up bloody talons, ready for another strike.
Guards!
Guards, quickly! Take this young man to the alchemist for healing, post haste.
Forgive me.
Forgive me, Apprentice. I should have warned you, but no one can ride a fealties. To befriend an animal companion is a special bond and no easy task. Okay, he's grumpy. He didn't like me trying to ride him. The dark Gryphon begins to lick his paw clean like a common barn cat.
Train hard.
Get healed up and back to your training as soon as possible. It is not just Durandal and I counting on you. The castle guard does as well. Okay, we must be at the alchemist. A soothing voice says, "Oh dear, what happened to this poor creature? He's in such terrible shape. I wonder if there's anything we can do." A hateful voice says, "Typical human meat sacks. Poke a few holes and they start leaking like a water fountain."
Oh, shut up.
Oh, shut up. If you're only going to be negative, then get out of my lab. It's not every day we have the opportunity to operate on male subjects. We should enjoy this as much as possible. Now, shall we get started?
Yes.
Pass me the bone saw. No, the bigger one. What? That's not very soothing. With the words bonesaw echoing in your mind, you drift into unconsciousness, only to awaken safe and sound in your own bed. Oh, God. All right. Well, let's... that was a bad idea. I knew it was a bad idea. Let's go back down to the courtyard and talk with Angeline like we should have in the first place.
Apprentice.
Apprentice? Okay, let's talk to her.
Me.
Forgive me, Apprentice. It's not that I wish to cut our conversation
I
short.
must consider.
I simply do not have time for pleasantries. War is coming. All right. Oh, but special job. Yeah, you assigned me a special job, didn't you?
Well done.
It seems you have completed the training that I asked. Did I? Apparently I did. Well done. However, this is merely the beginning of your stay here at Star's Reach.
I have no time for games.
You have much to learn, and unfortunately, very little time to do so. The threat of war now looms over us all.
Apprentice.
Tell me, now that you've had a taste of each equipment set, which do you prefer? Well, the bow and arrow was easy, but the bow and arrow instructor, she was kind of cranky. She didn't like me. The sword and shield was a little bit more difficult, just because I'm lame, but that instructor has really nice personality traits. And the book and scroll, no clue, but the mage doesn't seem to want to have anything to do with me, so I think we're going to go with the sword and shield, even though I'm supposed to be a mage's apprentice. I don't know. We're going to do the sword and shield.
Well done.
I see. The path of strength and courage. Oh, this should impress Angeline, right? A path I chose as well, but not an easy one. As the royal commander holds her silence for a moment, you catch the slightest of smiles slip onto the corner of her lips. Oh, she liked that.
I must consider.
We all have strengths and weaknesses, which is why we must work as a team. To make up for each other's faults, we must hone our abilities.
I have no time for games.
Under normal circumstances, I would encourage you to master all fields, but these aren't normal circumstances. Given the approaching battle, you'll need to focus your efforts on a single path.
Forgive me.
Now, I do not mean to restrict your movements within the castle. I'm sure you wish to learn as much as you can during your stay here, and that is commendable. But as my father would say, it is better to be master of one than master of none.
Train hard.
You've done well in your training so far. I look forward to seeing your progress in the days to come. Why don't you call it early for your first night and think about your apprenticeship?
You have my thanks.
Please report back to me first thing tomorrow. I'll have another special job for you. Well, excellent. So we have completed our first special job and the quest to get all of that stuff, and we got attacked by her bird, but they bonesawed us and we're all better now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please smash that like button. Leave me any comments, tips, tricks, recommendations, or death threats. Subscribe, share, and favorite. And we'll talk with all of you again very, very soon.